Hello, my name is Lynn Strobel. Welcome to another episode of FTB Interactions. And we're starting this in the overworld. Because I did a bunch of exploring, and well, one thing I found is a village, which was really useful because I found a potato and carrot there. I don't have my waypoints enabled. Let's see, I found tin, and I found another copper vein, which so copper was not too far away. Tin was quite a bit away, about 2,500 blocks from where we are currently. And as you can see, these veins are pretty substantial, both for tin and copper. Although you don't always get tin, you do sometimes get other metals as well. Or other metals that can be processed into tin, but just not as conveniently. And we'll come to that in a minute. Something else I built in the overworld is a slime farm. Now, it's a very basic slime farm using a slime chunk that I found, which is more or less where I found that one roaming slime. So let's see if there's anything down here right now. No, not at the moment. But as you can see in this footage, I did at some point get slime spawning, and I got a bunch of slime balls. In fact, I have over a stack now, and the use of those will come soon. And this is what I meant by the other ores. When you go looking for iron ore, you also Cassette shouldn't be in here, by the way. You also find magnetite, which can be turned into iron nuggets, or at some point in a half-fine kill, we might get some more. We might actually be able to use the dust in electrolyzer for more iron even. But for now, it's not something we can process. Right? Basically the same thing. Iron nuggets, or in pure form, again, iron nuggets, unless we use electrolyzers. And then we also get sulfur, which is going to be good. And so I got copyright. I don't want to get the YouTube copyright strike. Crushed copper, and yeah, again, this is not something I can easily transform. I mean, I can't even smelt anything yet, although hopefully later in this episode I can. And cassiterite same, but we also got tin, although I might want to go for a bit more tin in the future. Our overworld got reset, by the way, so they may not exist where they used to exist. But they should be fresh ore veins, so no matter what people have in mind. Every first of the month, the overworld is going to be reset, which is one of the reasons why we're building in the void. And as you can see, I have been working on the factory facade, as well as the actual platforms in the back that will have a basement sort of thing, and this goes all the way around. I did use a bunch of cobblestone. And like I showed you last time, clay and porcelain bricks. That is a really good building material and needs to come by. The only thing I was thinking about is what kind of roofing should they have. And then I looked at a bunch of sandstone options. We can chisel these, of course, and some of them are quite nice. I think this would look quite nice as a roof, maybe, or even this one, the prism. I also found this pine wood in the overworld, and that looks pretty cool. But then in JI I came across red rock, which is basically just red cobblestone cooked in the kilns, and I think this could really look good in as a roof, using the same type of architecture workbench crafting that I use for these little awnings, I guess you would call them. Anything else I did in between? Yes, I made a satchel because I have the tin, So now I was able to make the basic satchel, which doesn't hold all that much, but it's another 8 slots really, isn't it? And it can pick up stuff automatically as well, which is quite good. I also made the wooden basin, which is really easy to make: plank, stone, and a stick, and it can be used with just milk to make butter, or milk and salt to make cheese, flour, water, and salt to make dough. And I think that's about it for now. Yeah, but that gave me a lot more options in food. So I've been making more foods, and I also got some more fruit. I got some more trees going on over there, because I've been collecting those from the overworld. So I now have walnut, I have hazelnut, I have, so as you saw, carrots. Potatoes also give me again more options for food. One of the food options I wanted to share with you, because this confuses me a lot. This confused me a lot. We have a recipe that uses batter being just flour and egg, with honey or sugar, heavy cream, which is milk, and butter, which is milk. So we have milk, we have flour, we have sugar, and we have egg. Why is this fruit? Why does this say nutrients fruit? What kind of magic is this? What kind of magic is this? So yeah, nice source of fruit there if you want one. Doesn't make any sense at all. My nutrients are doing pretty good. Next I should be eating some protein and some more vegetables, like my mother always said. One of the things I want to get into in this episode is into the first tier of crack tech, which is steam powered machinery. And we have the copper. Actually, I didn't claim any of these. 2 green slime blocks. The book knows what I want. This is a very useful thing because we can't make the regular furnace. We can make a seared furnace, which is basically our best alternative to cooking. And it's not that hard. It's seared brick and some copper plates. And of course a bunch more seared brick to build the multi-block structure. So, in the basic work table that has lava, we got some seared brick copper plates. For the furnace controller, I don't think I showed you this. I may have. But if I want to have a tinker's book, I can just chisel a regular book or any of the other books, and you can chisel between whatever any of these that you want to do. And this should tell us about the seared furnace, which is a multi-block structure that needs lava tanks on the side. Does it need? Oh no, at least one tank of fuel placed at the outer edge of the structure. The ceiling can be swapped for slabs of stairs, blah blah blah. That's a seared tank. But basically it's a structure of a minimum 3 by 3 and by 3 and a maximum of 11 by 11. And that's what we have here. Because as you can see, our guild has been busy. So, one controller, and we now have a seared furnace that has no fuel. Let's deal with that. I'm gonna take a couple of buckets of obsidian. Yeah, lava. Ooh, I'm running out of EMC fast. I have an idea for that. I need to fill us for stone. I have an idea for EMC, which we'll get to hopefully this episode as well. Now I can also cook bread, which I wasn't able to do before because that doesn't work in a kiln. Now this can hold whole stacks of stuff. I can probably, let's see. No, that's guess that's right. No, I can't. Okay, but you can put dust in here and it will turn into ingots. It can do full stacks in there. We'll cook all of them at the same time. So this is quite powerful. And cooked bread, which will give us more options again. We can make hamburgers now. We can make toast sandwiches, which of course this is just only grain. This sounds really good. Now it says here always edible, but I wonder if this diminishing returns would affect it. Anyway, I still need corn and cranberries. But there are some foods that I wasn't able to make because I needed toast. Alright, so we have the copper plates, we have... Oh, we get lava cells. How many do we get? 4. Nice. Because I wanted to move my smelter. Maybe not yet. Maybe we'll see. I think I might move it here because I have the lava production altogether. I'll put you on the wall for now. Also probably have some other claims experienced. Black Lotus, Manasseh, Emerald Hammerhead, a drum, nice, a slime cube. A slime cube turns any chunk into a slime chunk. I'm gonna keep it in here for now. Black Lotus gives mana in a mana pool. Sponge is probably useful too. Actually, I'm gonna need this one because the next chapter, well, sorry, the next quests are for the squeezer and squeeze automation. So the squeezer is a very early and inefficient method of processing ores, but its advantage is that when automated, it can process very quickly and keep you progressing towards LVH. It's recommended as your first ore processor. I need to mine and melt iron, cast iron to basin for the block. The squeeze can automate with some redstone and a slime block. And I will get some redstone. And the slime block we got here. As you can see, I had semi-automated my smelter because the clock is really easy to make. It's just some redstone, stone, devil dust. We've done that before, and an advanced redstone torch. It is a bit more expensive than the regular redstone torch, but it's not that hard. You can configure signal strength. Nice. Not that we need that right now, but dust goes into the hopper, goes into the smeltery, and as soon as that's smelted, it will pour out into the ingot cast, which I don't want to do. I forgot, I don't want to do that. Normally I would, but not today. Because I need a block. So now I can pour out a block and we can make the squeezer. So now I just pour out a block and then we can make the squeezer from integrated dynamics. How can I show you how this works best? Do I have any? I have self or entropy pentlatite. How this normally works is you place an item in the squeezer, you jump on it from the center, and you can see that eventually it will come down and the ore will have been crushed, in this case, to nickel dust. And then you give the redstone signal. Oh, I didn't want to pick you up. You give the redstone signal to reset, and in this case we're going to use a clock to reset it. Thank you. And everything, of course, needs to have an off switch. Also, I don't want to jump on this myself the whole time. So we're going to get somebody else to jump on it. Right there. And to make him jump, let's see, we're going to place a sticky piston here with the 2 slime blocks that I received from the quest reward that I completely did not forget to bring with me. One over here and one over here. Hello? Oh, of course, I need to extend the piston. How? Ah yes, I need the redstone torch underneath here. Hello? I've had some of them, right? So that extends the piston. And now we can put another block on top of that. And to make sure that the armor stand doesn't go through the slime block, we do it like this. So now what happens if I flip the lever? He's bouncing. And you can see it presses the squeezer all the way down. So, for example, let's take a stack of cobblestone that has 64 EMC, drop it in the chest, and they get squeezed into gravel. This will have 256 EMC. So besides processing our ores, it can process cobblestone into gravel, it can process ice into water. Let's see, we can have dry sponges, snowballs, ice into water, blaze powder into lava. We can do even cactus into water. Coal into coal dust. We can convert bricks and glass and string. There's a ton of useful recipes, but I quite like this one. This is also a good one. 1 gravel for 2 flint. And of course all the ore processing that the book wanted us to make. And this is why I would like to have more of those, and why I need more of these slime blocks. But of course this is GrabTech. You can't just make slime blocks with a crafting recipe. And just like that, you won 192 EMC. The quest book, by the way, explains, or as a link to the automation of instructions for the squeezer, which I'll also link to in my description. We can progress in 2 ways here. We can make alchemical brass. And as it explains here, a central theme of this pack is side-by-side progression of technology and magic. Some magical materials may be used reasonably in tech and vice versa. To get started in the Bronze Age, you will need brass, which would be plentiful in the Nether. Without Nether access currently, however, you have to resort to magic to create your first pieces of brass. You need to invest a bit of time and resource into early Thaumcraft to make the brass. So there's a separate quest line, of course, for sorcery. In this case, that's the first one. What is this sorcery? The only problem is that if we go to the quest line for Thaumcraft, it doesn't seem to be open yet. I'm not sure how to unlock it, because we have these quests that we can do, but they don't link anywhere here. So I'm not quite sure how we start with the Thaumcraft questline. So for now we're gonna just make bronze, and we're gonna start the Bronze Age like this. So we just need copper dust and tin dust, and then we can make bronze. One of the key things about GrabTech and also this pack is, if you have to make something, make a lot of it. We're gonna have to make a lot of bronze. So we made 4 stacks of bronze, and then I realized I could probably use this one. Would be much easier. Oh well. Let's do 32 of those into plates, because we're gonna make a bunch of machines. We're gonna need a steam boiler at least, because the steam boiler is gonna give us the steam. So that's bricks. Then we need a steam alloy smelter, which is bricks and a brick bronze hull. We need brass for this. Dang. I was not expecting that. Okay, let's at least get some bricks. And we have the hammer. We can make. So the hammer is one of the first tools from GrabTech that we've been using, which you use in crafting recipes. But there are a bunch of others that we're going to be making soon, like a screwdriver and a wrench. And in fact, I might. And they're literally, I think all of them are called Darmstadt something. Right? We have a Darmstadt screwdriver and a Darmstadt wrench, or Darmstadtium. I don't know what it is. But if you look at the recipe, you'll see this is the screwdriver that needs a file. So let's first make a file, which is either a head and a stick or plates. Now, I don't think there's an emerald file. So we're gonna make wrought iron file, which is more durability than regular iron, but at only the cost of some fire, which basically is free. Durability of an iron file is 256 and 384 for a wrought iron file, so it's much better. So let's make a bunch of wrought iron. And maybe if you remember from last episode, and again, this is GrabTech. Whatever you do, do a bunch of it. Well, at least in resources, not so much for the machines that you're making, but definitely for the resources. So, bunch of plates. We can now make the file. And I don't want to scroll through the recipes again. So here's our wrought iron file. And I might actually make more, but for now we'll see how far we come. The wrench is a hammer with ingots. And again, this has no Emerald recipe. Also, they're ingots, not plates. That's good to know. Screwdriver is hammer, iron rods, stick, and a file. So how do we make iron rods? Okay, so the file and an ingot. We need 2 of those. Stick and a hammer. There it is. The screwdriver. Crowbar, I don't think we need. The soft hammer we don't need just yet. No, I think we're good. We're good for that. Pipe in water from the bottom as all other sites output steam after burning furnace fuel for heat. Also, all steam consuming GT machines have to have an exhaust vent. Make sure that vent is exposed to open air or the machine will jam. That's basically the back of the machine, of all of these machines, has to be open to air. That's fine. And water can only be piped in from the bottom. Once this is steam. Also, this is a very important one. Never let your boilers run dry. So, if your boiler runs out of water, you have to let it cool down first. I mean, this is just physics. You can't just suddenly put cold water in a hot machine because the machine will not like it, and in this case, the machine will go boom. For now, I think I want to set up my steam machines here. And if I start with this machine, all of the other machines can connect in a row and they will have the back free for ventilation. By the way, something that was also in the quest book is normally you can't pick up GregTech machines just like that. But in this melt pack it's been changed. So you can pick them up. Normally you would have to make a wrench and then stalemate break. And also in the rain they would sometimes explode, but everything worked except for the thermal expansion drills. Their area of effect will destroy machines. It's merely convenience to keep people accidentally destroying their machines. Yes. And yep, water goes in there. Let's try stick for fuel. Yeah, okay, temperature needs to go up a bit, and can't currently see the temperature. No. Oh, by the way, thanks to Bertel, who's actually on right now, this machine is now obsolete. Okay, yeah, I'm very glad you told me about this. So if you take diorite and cobblestone, that is 1088 EMC. Yeah, 1024 plus 64 is 1088 EMC. You can turn into 2048 EMC. Just like that. So yeah, thank you very much for that. That was very helpful. So this is going to take some time to get to boiling point. But I was looking for a reservoir because that holds 10 buckets instead of just one, which is a lot easier. But we can't make one yet because we don't have an assembler. However, there is a quest that can give us one. We can either make a steel drum, a portable tank, or a stone drum. Now, the portable tank can't be made. But the stone drum, oh, we can definitely make that. I mean, it's not a brilliant drum, but it's a drum, and it completes the quest. And now we get the reservoir. Haha. So the reservoir, if I press V, if I right click it will empty. If I press V again on right click it will fill. So this is now giving me 10 buckets all at once. Sometime later, or as Grok would say,
9 hours.
Oh, maybe not that much. We have steam. Can I... How do I get a bucket of steam out of here? Now, one thing that you use a wrench and a screwdriver for as well is for configurations. You can see as soon as I hold one of these machines, one of these tools, it gives me an area. Now, if I click here, shift, no, Shift. Okay, so apparently not for this machine, but some machines you definitely have a option here. I don't think the file does anything, no. You can see definitely there's something here, and for many machines you can switch outputs. Oh, I can switch to front in this case. From here to here. So this is the same as the front side. This is the same as the top side, but the front cannot be on top. And output should be anywhere except for bottom. Now, does it auto output? It does. Okay, so now we have steam. We have a bucket of steam. So I think we're gonna eventually reuse this somewhere. Maybe we can actually pipe out from here. Not sure. We'll reuse this, but we have the quest, and we have a number of quests. An emerald file head. That's pretty good. It's good to see that now that we have a file, we can make emerald files. I quite like that. I'm glad I didn't make more. But now we're stuck because we next need to get into alchemical brass. What seems like no time has passed for you guys is actually quite a long time for me. It's almost a week later. The last recording you saw was on Saturday. This recording is on Friday, the next week. So Sunday basically lost the whole day because we had issues with the server connected to Minecraft. But that was resolved by Thorkel, thank you. Then I spent a lot of time searching for ores because we're going to continue with Thaumcraft. Now, I found nickel, first of all, which is really good because that allowed me to make Invar, and I will get back to it later. I also found coal, and after coal, I was able to charge my Philosopher's Stone, and with that, I can convert large chunks of stone into cobble, which I can then vein mine, and that makes it a lot easier to mine the rest of the ores that are hidden in them. I went on to search and I found Terra and Entropy infused ores, so the first two that I found. Then I found a cave with lead and silver, and silver is important for lumium, which I'll also come back to in a bit. And then I found a big redstone vein, which I almost mined out, and I found a lapis lazuli and aqua infused ore. Then the next one was a diamond, very close to my port, actually right below where my overworld portal is. And then I went exploring for a really long time, and in an ice biome or snow biome I found an astral sorcery temple, a large one with a crystal, which is really good, and I marked that spot for later. And also found Ordo, very close by the temple. And the quest book told me to look for warm and hot dry places for Ignis and mountains, etc. for air, but I couldn't find any of them. Luckily, I play on a very nice community server at FTOG, and one of the other players here is Midnight Amaretha, and I hope I pronounced that right. And they have this really cute base. We're actually not too far from my overworld portal, and they had found both these ores, and they were very kind to letting me vein mine or letting me mine out the Ignis and air infused ore. So now finally I have all 6 of them and we can continue. When I was editing the footage so far, I realized I didn't make myself quite clear why I've been collecting these ores. If you've ever played Thaumcraft 6, then you're used to finding the crystals in the world. You go out exploring, you go out mining, and these crystals grow everywhere. Well, if you've played FTB Interactions, you know it's not the case. These ores are the only things we have, and these we have to turn into the proper crystals. And for that, we need to start with Botania. This is also why the quest for the crystals wasn't opened yet, because we first need to make a pure daisy. Now, luckily, the pure daisy is quite simple, because we don't need to go out and find flowers, which, by the way, don't exist in the world. We just need an oxide daisy, a healing salve, and some mana. So, I want to quickly go over what else I found during exploration. I filled one drum here with lava. I filled another drum with mana, which is quite easy. And I also found a village, and I saw the village before, but this time the village was new because of the world reset. I found diamonds. I got lapis, which unfortunately I can't use right now because I can't convert to lapis or in anything but lapis dust until I get like I think it's the autoclave. Yeah, autoclave can turn to lapis. But I got lapis from the quest book. I found diamonds because same problem. I can't make diamonds yet. But I got diamonds from a quest reward, I think. Yeah, and also found diamonds in a chest in the village. So I have enough things now to make the bottle of flowing time. Oh yes, I was talking about electrum. I have electrum here because I upgraded my satchel, which is electrum and invar on an hardened satchel, which is invar and tin on a regular satchel. So that was easy, and now I have triple the room in my backpack. Oh, I also claimed the quest for Nature's Compass because I was looking for those different biomes, but it didn't help me much. So now I just need a glass bottle, a clock, and a lotus. And I'm really glad that I'll be able to get this early on because it's already going to start accumulating time so I can speed up processes. Okay, so I've got mana, I've got healing salve, 2 oxide daisies, and do I want to waste the mana? I think I'm going to break this and take it with me to the magic area. Because for now, this is going to be where I do Botania and Thumbcraft, and we'll see. That one went empty, of course. 2 buckets of mana, 2 oxide daisies, 2 pure daisies. And that's a quest. Phenomena. And I get mystical white petals. Not sure what I'm going to use for that yet. Let's grab some of these ores. I made 2 patches here, and I should be able to right click the flowers themselves. Yes. Which is quite a nice way to place the ores. And now we just wait. Now, of course, if my bottle is charged a little bit more, I can speed up both of these processes. But yeah, it's draining quite rapidly now because I only just got it. And these are the crystals that you were expecting to get in the world. And we're now getting them from Botania. Your fingers tingle strangely as you handle the crystal. What does it mean? Maybe some rest will inspire you. Yeah, normally you have to go to sleep, but in this case, you quickly write it down and you already get the book Strange Dreams. And Strange Dreams tells you that you found the crystals and you ground them with redstone and ball, blah blah. That's not relevant. Be careful when you're vein mining on your platform. Luckily, I have a floor beneath here. Okay, so at least we have 8 of each crystals, and in between episodes I'll process many more of these. Because besides getting these, there's nothing much you can do. Oh, you can get dust. Oh, I don't know what this is for. I may keep some of them apart. The quest book tells us about Salus Mundus. Oh, we get even some of these. Very nice. The quest book tells us of Salus Mundus. And normally you would craft it with the crystals and redstone in a bowl, but in this case we're making it with a V crystal and 200 liquid mana and 8 low covalence dust, which is this recipe. I didn't remember, but I had some of these buckets of mana left in the other magic chest. Now, this recipe is quite expensive, but I decided I'm going to make for Salus Mundus. With a hammer, which I did bring. Another quest done. We get some food. And now we want a Thunmonomicon, which means we need a bookshelf. We need a bookshelf. We need a crafting station. which is a vanilla recipe. It is. And we need a cauldron, which I grabbed from a village. Just as I grabbed the furnaces. Don't tell me. They can be looted if you simply must have one. Oh, you can actually sprinkle metal on fireworks. Oh, interesting. You can craft them. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need it, but I just wanted that in case we do. So we're going to first make the book, which is simply right-clicking with Status Monday. I'm going to place the cauldron for now here, and I will need to get fire underneath that, but you know, for now. I also will put my crafting table right here. Is it a quest yet? The cauldron is a quest, right? What am I missing? Let's see. The crucible is your first step into alchemy. It requires sailor's mud to be used on a cauldron. Then you must fill it with water. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. Thaumcraft won't let me yet, because I first need to understand about the arcane workbench, about Sailor's Mundus. So I need to make an arcane workbench, which is simply a crafting station. Table. We've done it! Complete! Now we need to make observation fundamentals, but we need a thermometer for that first. This is how we would normally make it. But in this case you need a mana orb, which is not so good. So how do I get the thermometer in this pack? Because a mana orb. Oh, glass orb. Oh, that's not too bad. So, some mana in the world, some mana glass, mana orb. What can we use this for? Mana magnet, levitation orb. Ah, ooh, this might be fun. I need to look into that. I'm also probably way over the 45 minutes by now. But I really want to get started. I really want to get the aluminium brass. And I can't help it. I mean, I haven't done much and I'm already at 15, 20 minutes. I've done a bit and I'm at half an hour. So, yeah, I hope you don't mind too much, but this is it. So we have we need in this case the other book. We need this one because we've completed. And you can read this if you want. I'm gonna skip it. It's gonna tell us about arcane stone brick again, about this. But we can also now get into alchemy. This means now I can make this. Now I mean the Thaumanomicon doesn't need me to pick it up, but the quest book does. Okay, blah 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 blah, and we get now this is really good because this rewards research the Everfull urn. This is the first command for Thaumcraft that they're going to give us. They're going to give us a bit more in the future, but this will allow us to make an Everfull urn. An Everfull urn, you see there's a bunch of researches now completed for this. You can now see it. You still are required to have the research available before you can be able to craft said item. If you want to craft Everfull urn, you can see the recipe in JI, but you still will require the prerequisite head of alchemy research as shown by the Thaumanomicon. So, not sure where this would be. Yeah, here it is. So we can see the alchemical urn, but so we can make that, I think. But first, I'm gonna make alchemical brass. Alchemical brass requires instrumentum, which comes basically from any tools. And I think wooden shovels are a good source of instrumentum, right? Shovel, because they're pretty cheap, right? And they have instrumentum. They have 4, and for alchemical brass, I need copper and I need 5. I will clean the water up in a bit. I'm sorry. Can I make shovels in this tool, in this crafting station? Yes, I can. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 1, 2, 3, 4. A chemical brass. And you make a bunch of it as usual. So now I can make a chemical brass plates. And oh, there's some more of those. Now we can go back in here. And this is what we needed. Let's claim them all. Oh, that's good. We got a different source of fuel. Heat for the crucible. But more importantly, we can now make brick bronze hulls and bronze hulls. So now I can make these machines. So let's see, I need 1 regular bronze hull, 1 bricked, 2 regular, 1 bricked, 2 0 regular, 1 bricked, 4 regular, 1 bricked. So I did a bit more off-camera crafting, which I think is going to be more common in this spec than usual. Although, I mean, they're not that hard recipes. But I needed those, so now I think I can make a steam compressor. I can make a steam alloy smelter. I can make forge hammer, hopefully. No, it doesn't accept my broken anvil. It's so nice to have time in a bottle. Should use it here as well. Now, that hopefully will be good enough for the forge hammer. It is. Then steam extractor. And finally the steam macerator. And I should make a few more of these pipes to connect them all. So, let's see. I want the macerator and I want the forge hammer, alloy smelter, compressor, and I'm not actually sure why I wanted us to make the extractor. To be honest. Let's see. Are you all getting steam now? No. Oh, you don't have any steam left. Yeah, I don't think I can make this spool from here. I'll have to figure out if that's possible at all. And otherwise we'll leave that for when we get when we progress further in pipings and whatnot. So at some point we get conduits. Well, I can always try to see what a screwdriver and a wrench do on this thing. Let's see. Right click, shift right click, left click, nothing. Oh, I can remove it. That's not what I wanted. I can just, that's it. I can remove it or put it back. So that's it. If this makes more steam, then because this can go into here as well to be turned into impure pile, we can also use the forge hammer. Basically, that's the same thing, but it's not got steam yet. And again, the back has to be empty. This is the vent for the steam, although I probably can replace the direction of it. It's taken a bit. I was expecting to have this done quite early in the episode, but the episode's over. In between episodes, I will go look for more ores. I also want to make, I've had it here for a bit. I want to make the barrel, which is not that hard anymore. It's an iron chest upgrade with iron screws, which we've done, and just some wood and a chest, because I want to get a better storage system for bulk, like my lotus flowers, like string, things like that. So that's going to be what I'll be doing in between episodes, as well as working on the walls and finding more iron. I think I need a lot more of, and also copper, because this I still can't use until I get into LV. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm sorry for the length, but it's really impossible with this spec to keep shorter episodes. So I hope you don't mind too much. If you do, please do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to pay attention to that. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye bye.